What's up, guys? Welcome back to yet another Toukiden video. So, I wanted to try something a little bit different as far as Toukiden is concerned. And considering that the sequel is coming out tomorrow, this is actually Sunday the 19th, I believe? Yeah, the 19th. Since this is coming out tomorrow, well, tomorrow for me, it's coming out a little bit early because I'm going to a before midnight release. I wanted to go ahead and do some weapon showcase videos. Basically, I'm gonna just, show some of the differences, if there are any, for some of the weapons from the first game, and maybe we'll do some stuff with some of the new game weapons. And I'm just gonna do this just by myself. It's fine, not that big a deal. But first thing we're gonna show off here is going to be the chain and sickle, one of my favorite weapons from the first game. Now, really, the only noticeable differences that I've seen for this weapon is the circle attack, which is brand new. So you've got your regular square combo, okay? You can hit that. Throws out the flail. Pretty basic, that's not anything new. In addition to that, if you're stationary and you hit triangle, you will then do a sickle attack. You can do up to 3 in a row. Pretty basic. Another thing you can do with the triangle attack is if you do any chain attack, you do any chain attack followed up by a triangle attack, you will then do a lunging strike, which you can follow up with 2 additional inputs of the actual sickle attack. And I chose the ogre just because it's pretty easy to dodge his attacks and all that, not that big a deal. Now, the big change that they made from the chain and sickle to the first game to this one is if you hit circle, you will do this, which is the hurricane attack. And that is brand new. And you can actually link that up with, I believe, any of the chain and sickle attacks. So yeah, it all chains together pretty easily. Okay, imps, please. You're being very annoying right now. But yeah, okay. These damn imps. Swear. And it's a little ridiculous just because of the fact that even if I do kill them, they'll just come right back. But yeah. Other than that, the chain and sickle is pretty much the same. So if you're returning from the first one and you wanted to get into it, it's not too difficult for you. Now, as far as other basic attacks, like if this is your first time attacking, with the chain and sickle, one thing you want to do, and this is something I always did from the first game, is say for instance you're locked, you don't have to be locked on, but say for instance you're locked on to, say, this ogre here. He's just going to keep summoning more. If you hold square, okay, these imps are going to be annoying. If you're holding square, you'll bring up this menu, or not menu, this, okay, I'm trying to do a thing here, okay, imps? Anyway, if you hold square, you'll throw your chain at them, which will then propel you forward. Just out of range. Just out of range. But yeah, what you want to do with that is you can follow up in midair with another chain throw, which will then propel you further, either further into the air or further through the air. So you can actually get some... You can just sit here and do this all day as long as your stamina lasts. Pretty easy, but that's not the crux of why you want to do this. What you want to do is you want to get close to them and then follow up with sickle attacks. So, as you can see, you can stay in the air for a very long time. Ow. Unless, of course, you get hit by a glob of poison. Then that might be a bit of an issue. And this actually follows up fairly well with certain Mitama attacks that are available to you. Like Quicksilver, that's one that you can use if you have your attack skill available for your Mitama. Because I say Mitama, but I mean your Demon Hand. And you equip Mitama in them, which augments your attack skill. And I don't think that's something I really need to get into, because it's pretty much covered by the game explicitly, and these imps are going to be very annoying. Okay. Alright. But yeah, let's just go ahead and finish this off. Really, the only big change is just the circle attack. That's it. Pretty basic. Now, the circle attack, from what I've seen, is really good for groups of enemies that you're going to be fighting. You know, the little Oni and whatnot. But it's also very good for dealing with multi-hit segments of bosses, which is good for also getting your weapon gauge up, which is something I would recommend doing. Of course, depending on the weapon you're using, it's going to be, you know, a higher priority or a smaller priority to get your weapon gauge up. For the kunai, chain and sickle, I think it's a pretty big, it's a pretty big thing to do. Oh yeah, I have a poison weapon right now, that's why he's currently poisoned. If you were wondering. Okay. Oh my god. You know, honestly, I just wanted to fight an ogre just because I thought it would be a little easy, but these fucking imps are so annoying. Like, the ogre's not the issue. It's just the fact that these goddamn imps are so annoying. Another place where Hurricane might be useful, taking care of the imps that are around us. How about that? But yeah, I'm not planning on these videos being super long. I think I need to adjust the volume too. I think the game is still a little loud. Okay, fuck you, imps. Please, go away. Thank you. But yeah, I haven't tried out all the weapons yet to find differences between the first game and the next one, but I've tested out most of them. Like the longsword has a difference. Oh my god. These imps. I swear. What I should do is just get my stamina back. Oh my god. The hitbox! Get out of here. So yeah, as you can see, the DPS potential for the chain and sickle, if used properly, is actually pretty high. And you can get to a lot of parts on an Oni that you would normally have trouble getting to. Which is nice. Alright, you need to stop. Since I've basically gone over the rest of the weapon, let's just get into that. Oh my god. Please. Oh my god, get the fuck out of here, imps. Jesus Christ. Now let's see if I can actually use this Unity Destroyer without the imps totally fucking with me. Doesn't actually look like he has a weak spot. That's fine. Doesn't really matter. Get out of here! Jesus. Oh, there he goes. So, by the way, whenever you see any Oni that's charging you or doing any kind of an attack, where it gets covered in that orange lightning and that red mist, if you use your demon hand on them, it'll actually trip them, which is an Oni throw, I believe they call it, which is pretty cool. If you have AI with you, which for these I won't be having AI just because I don't want their attacks to get in the way when I'm trying to do things. But if you've got AI with you and you have them set to aid, they'll actually prioritize a lot of Oni throws, which is very useful. Very useful. So yeah, it took like 9 minutes, but, you know, a lot of that was just explaining. But hey, you know, it is what it is. Now, yeah, as far as changing Sickle is concerned, it's really not that different from Toukiden Kiwami or Toukiden Age of Demons, the first one, just the first game. Yeah, like I said, the only real difference is this attack right here. That's it. Now, I could see that pairing fairly well with some of the Mitama that are available to you. Like, there's one in particular that I'm thinking of where mid-air attacks actually gain all precision strikes, which could be very useful paired with, you know, something else like precision strikes fill up weapon gauge and stuff like that. But yeah, anyway, as far as that weapon showcase is concerned, I'm going to go ahead and end that there. If you liked it and you want to see more, feel free to hit that like button, leave a comment down below, so on and so forth, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.